Hello and welcome to the webinar on completing school improvement plans for the 14-15 school year. When you log into Assist, the search screen that you see after you put in your login credentials will appear only for district level users. This search screen will allow you to find specific institutions that you want to work with. You can search by all or part of the institution name. So for this webinar, I'm going to use my demo school that I've already set up and go into that school. If you're a school level user, you will be taken into your school's account as soon as you log in, so you will not need to worry about the search screen. Everything that you need is housed within the Portfolio tab. In the center of the screen, you'll notice the school years are listed. If your school has reports due in previous years, they will appear in the school year they were submitted. So if you want to look at the reports that are due for the 14-15 school year, simply select that school year and the reports will be listed below. Now if you want to see the components that are due in any one report, select the report name to be taken to that specific report overview page. Once in the individual report, you'll notice the sidebar overview. For each different report, the sidebar will contain information pertaining to the specific report that you need to complete. In the center of the portfolio, you will see the list of all the components that are due. The components are divided into required and additional sections. If the component is listed in the required section, it must be completed before the report can be submitted. If the component is listed in the additional section, then you will need to refer to your training as to whether or not the additional diagnostics are needed for your individual institution. For example, in this report, the only diagnostic that is not required is the health and safety diagnostic. When you're ready to begin work on your diagnostics, you can start and complete a diagnostic directly from the portfolio page. By selecting the pencil icon in the component column, you can add a new component directly from the pop-up window by selecting Create New. When the diagnostic is created on the page, you can put a check mark in the box and hit Save Selection. Then the component is automatically added to the portfolio document. Now if you select the component name, you can go straight to completing the component. When you go into the specific component that you are working on, you'll notice that it has been given just a generic name. So the first thing that you'll want to do is select the Edit hyperlink next to the component name in order to give it a unique identifier that will distinguish it from other components. So for this one, I will add 2014-15. In front of the title so that I will be able to distinguish it from next year's component. Once you have completed the unique name, you will complete the component by going through each of the sections and questions. Click on Respond to go to the individual questions. Then type your responses and click Next. When you are finished with the component, you can hit Complete, confirm the completion, and then return to the portfolio to go into the report that you are working on. When you go back to the report, you can see that the component has been added to the report with a check mark in the Complete column to show that the component is ready for submission. If you already have completed a diagnostic that you would like to copy and make edits to, select the pencil icon next to the component that you want to copy. Then once in the pop-up window, you can select the version of the diagnostic you would like to make a copy of. When taken to the diagnostic, you will select the Copy button and then give the copied diagnostic a unique description and select Copy to be taken to the diagnostic. So for this, I'm going to name the diagnostic the 1415 Stakeholder Involvement and select Copy. From here, I can complete any necessary changes. When using the Copy feature, be sure to open each section of the diagnostic even though it has a green check. In order to ensure that you have updated all of the information, and then make any changes based on current information, data, and results. Once you hit Complete, you can go back to the portfolio screen and add it to the School Improvement Report. Once again, to add the component, select the pencil icon next to the component you want to add. Put a check mark in the box next to the version of the diagnostic that you want added and hit Save Selection. In addition to diagnostics and assurances, you will need to complete goals and plans to attach. In order to do this, you can select the pencil icon in the component column and add the new component directly from the pop-up window by selecting Create New. Plan for School Improvement Plan will appear in the window. To edit the plan name, click the plan name. Then, in the next screen, select Edit Plan at the bottom of the screen. From the Edit screen, change the name of the plan and give the plan a description. Next, you can add goals, objectives, strategies, and activities by putting a check in the box next to the items you wish to include. Then select Save. If you wish to add additional goals, objectives, strategies, or activities that do not appear in your list currently, you can create new information by selecting the Goals tab at the top of the screen. From the Goals tab, you can edit any of your already existing information by clicking on the goal, or you can create an entirely new goal by selecting Create a Goal. First, you will enter the goal name and select if this is an academic or organizational goal. Then select Continue. For this, I'm going to create an academic goal. Please keep in mind that an organizational goal will prompt you to answer different questions when completing the objective, strategy, and activity than what I will show you now with the academic goal. For the objective, I first can select if the objective applies to specific populations. I want to point out that we have added the addition of the bottom 30% in the subgroups for measurable objectives. Then select what proportion of the target population should achieve the objective and how many should achieve this objective. Select what content area this objective will apply to. Then select what will the target population be able to do. Select how success will be measured. And select when the objective should be reached. Within the preview, if everything looks correct, select Accept and continue. If changes need to be made, you can go back. Next, you will give the strategy a name, select the tier for the strategy, and state how the strategy will work, and the research used to support the strategy. Preview the strategy and select Accept or go back if changes need to be made. Once in the activity, give the activity a name, select the activity tier, the activity type, the phase for the activity, and giving the activity a description. Select the begin date and end date, then you will want to select a funding source, funding amount, and the responsible staff. It is crucial that you add the funding source to your activity, as many departments will review your plan specifically by funding source guide in the PDF. If you are satisfied with everything, select Accept and Finish. Now, if you want to add this goal to your plan, select the Goals and Plans, then go to the Plans tab. Select this year's plan and select Edit Plan. Next, I will put a check mark next to the newly created goal and select Save. If we go to the PDF, we can see how the plan will look once it is added to my entire report. Notice the section, Activity Summary by Funding Source. In order to populate this section, you need to be sure to add the funding source to the activity when creating it. Now I'm going to go back to my school improvement plan within the portfolio and add this plan to my portfolio report. Once I have completed every section that I need to for my portfolio, I can select Submit. If I select Submit, before all of my components are complete, the system will stop me and not allow me to move forward. So I will need to go into my new component and complete each of the sections before I can hit submit. If I want an overview of how the report will look in its entirety, I can select the PDF button to show me the entire report. So that's everything for how to complete your school improvement components and report. I hope that this has been helpful, and if we can answer any further questions, please contact helpdesk@advanced-ed.org. Again, for questions regarding your school improvement tasks, if you have any questions, please contact helpdesk@advanced-ed.org. Thanks.